Let's start Lefties losing it with these genuinely awful human beings, these ignorant, cowardly, masked girls who think Hitler would have let them live.
Shut your mouth, you big nose, poker nose. When someone is talking, you shut your mouth like the little that you are and you stop talking. Hitler was a good man. Yeah, very good. What did Hitler ever do to you? Hitler. What did Hitler ever do to you?
He killed my family.
Killed your family. Long live Hitler. Hail Hitler. Hail Hitler.
Hitler would have killed you too.
Yeah. Only mistake he made is going to finish you all off. I hope you have a slow, painful death.
Hope you find peace.
Just hideous, hideous. What can you say about that? Thanks to Daniel Braun for posting that clip. Now let's go to the UFC, and Trump again made a rock star entrance. The crowd reaction is the same, whether it's New York for UFC 295 last month or Nevada for UFC 296 a couple of days ago. Let's have a look. But not everybody was happy. Poor Rosie O'Donnell is not coping.
Trump just arrived at the UFC 296, and I can't stand Donald Trump. And the one thing I hate about the UFC is that he ruins it every time he shows up. I mean, come on, Dana White, you got to do better.
Dana White did do better. He banned some TikTok dweeb calling himself Neon from attending UFC after the boy called Neon made threats about harassing Trump.
I'm gonna walk up, I'm gonna talk my to Trump, and then it's gonna be a very good experience. And I'm gonna talk shit. I don't care if the Secret Service is there. I don't give a I'm gonna talk so.
Neon's not allowed in.
What?
They dropped your name specifically.
Huh?
They just dropped your name specifically, bro. They said Neon is not allowed in.
In the stadium?
Yes.
What?
He looks like he's 13. Oh my gosh. And Dana White was not apologising. Why would he?
He said some stupid on Instagram, and he bought tickets so he wasn't anywhere close. When you start saying stupid shit like that, yeah, you're probably going to get busted up and thrown out of here, making threats and talking dumb looking for clout.
I believe he said he was going to...
I don't care what he said.
I think he said he was going to confront Donald Trump.
I don't care what he said. Did he?
Well, he wasn't able to.
He's this f***ing tall, too. You know that? F***ing punk.
Now, let's go to a show called CoComelon. I wasn't familiar with this program, but apparently it's the most popular show for toddlers, and it's never too early to ramp up the LGBTQIA plus indoctrination.
Thing that we know about you, you love to get up and dance. How about you break out those moves for your two biggest fans? If you're not sure what to choose, think about all the things you like to do. Just be you.
Just be me?
Yep. When you're trying to decide, think about all the things you like to do. Just be you.
Just be me.
I am so sorry you had to watch that. I feel bad for doing that to you, but my God, what is wrong with people who produce this content? That's what you want to show toddlers? Now to an indoctrinator from Illinois obsessed with gender, telling other teachers to be more obsessed with gender too. And as you watch this, just consider the fact that he is an elementary school teacher. We're talking about little kids here.
Teachers, make your classroom LGBTQ plus inclusive from the very first day. But this one's all about classroom practice. Are you lining up your students into boy and girl lines? And remember, when you do that, if a kid doesn't particularly identify strongly with either of those, it makes them have to kind of choose something that isn't true to them. So find other ways to line up or group your kids. It could be by their student numbers, it could be by their birthday months.
What if I don't identify with my birthday month? What if my birth certificate says I'm a Pisces, but I feel like a Leo? Harshly stupid. Now let's talk about another indoctrinator here. We could just have a whole show devoted to this dude, actually. This is Jeffrey Marsh. Take it away.
Going no contact will feel worse. Can't lie to you. Because right where you are now, if you go no contact with a family member, you'll feel worse. Right where you are now, where the relationship is now, is in equilibrium. They get to do whatever the heck they want, and you deal with it. That's not pleasant, but that is a deal, that is a pact, and both of you understand the rules. If you go no contact, the rules change, you're unmoored, there's no sense of safety and sense of place. Because the rules change, you change them, but the rules and the dynamic changes, and what comes in sometimes to flood that void is guilt. But eventually, the guilt subsides, you work through it, you're kind to yourself, and on the other side of the no contact guilt scenario is peace. That has nothing to do with the deal you're in now with that person.
Now let's check in with the Queers for Palestine movement, or Chickens for KFC.
So why was it important for you to come to the protest today? I came with Queers for Palestine. I'm a trans, non-binary person. I believe we're not free until everyone's free. Queer liberation, queer people live in Palestine. There's pinkwashing going on, and people are trying to tell queer people that they can't be part of what's going on in Palestine, and I just want to be here for queer Palestinians and for every Palestinian, because what's happening is disgusting.
Oh, love, if you weren't so utterly ignorant and self-involved, you'd understand why people are mocking your movement, even those who are pro-Palestinian. Where were you when queer people in Palestine were fleeing to Israel to avoid brutal persecution? If you don't understand that radical Islam has zero tolerance for your lifestyle, then frankly, you're too dumb to be part of any discussion. But that hasn't stopped Queers for Palestine shutting down Manhattan Bridge.
KKK, IDF, you're all the same. NYPD, KKK, IDF, you're all the same. NYPD, KKK, IDF, you're all the same.
Now to one of the richest athletes in the world, the race-hoaxing Chinese Communist Party-loving NBA star LeBron James. Let's see how much respect he has for America and the anthem.
Broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fire.
So as everyone is standing, many with hands on their hearts, he's strolling in casually and taking a seat during the anthem. Pathetic. I bet he'd stand up for the Chinese national anthem. Now, let's go to Noah Tishby, one of the friends of this program, who is a warrior for Israel. And though she is off the left, she's what I like to call an old school lefty. They're still sensible. They can see the toxic, modern, woke left. And she's happy to call them out. Here she is at Berkeley telling a lefty losing it that he's actually a Zionist. That shut him up.
Did you know that only 31% of Israelis actually define themselves as of Eastern European descent, and all the rest are actually Middle Eastern descent? You're talking about the indigenousness of Israel. Do you understand that when you're saying Jews are white, have you been to Israel?
You people don't have respect.
It's not you people. Don't discriminate. I'm a person. My name is Noah. It's not you people. Wait a second. Have you been to Israel?
No,
okay, great, awesome. So when you go to Israel, I get it. Do you believe? But do you believe that the Jews have a right for self-determination as a state, in a state?
Yes, of course.
Okay, great. You do believe that Israel has the right to exist?
Of course.
Great, then you are a Zionist. Welcome. Sorry. Don't be angry. It's true.
That's completely true. He's a Zionist. And there are so many people who are mouthing off about Zionism and Zionists. They don't even know what the definition of the word is. I suggest you look it up because you might find you're a Zionist as well. I'm a Zionist, proudly. Now let's go to Germany, where the climate cultists took out their rage on a Christmas tree. What? Yes, that tree was clearly asking for it. I'm sure the planet is saved now. We've not only seen an unprecedented attack against the frontrunner for the 2024 presidential election, we've seen the weaponization of institutions from the justice system to intelligence agencies. We've seen a sinister attack against free speech and democracy, and we've seen it from these people. This is what the kids call projection.
What would a second Donald Trump term look like?
Well, he cannot be the next president because if he is...
You can't imagine the things that he's going to do. Mexico, Canada. We can't go to Canada because eventually Canada will become annexed to America.
And shoot visitors to the White House. Yeah, that means he can shoot the First Lady.
We're going to see violence, the likes of which we didn't even see on January 6th.
Make it illegal to run against him, to throw his opponents in jail, to shut down the media.
He will make himself into the Fuhrer, and he will make everybody raise their hand and salute him.
Using martial law against the American people.
Terminate the Constitution.
To rewrite the Constitution.
Create mass internment camps.
Throw everyone into Gitmo.
Might be sent to jail, or their rights might be suppressed, especially minority groups in society.
You might have any number of things happen to you and your family.
Every one of us, our freedom, our liberty, none of us is safe.
He's going to have people around him executing against an enemy's list.
Assassinate generals.
Ordering troops to attack American citizens.
Talk about weapon-grade projection. Thanks to Tom Elliott for that compilation. Follow him on X. That compilation goes for a lot longer than what I've just showed you. Now, Hunter Biden, his woes continue to grow. Last Wednesday, refused to sit for a closed-door questioning by Republican lawmakers who are looking into his dodgy business dealings. He did make a defiant statement, though.
I'm here today to answer at a public hearing any legitimate questions Chairman Comer and the House Oversight Committee may have for me. I'm here today to make sure that the House Committee's illegitimate investigations of my family do not proceed on distortions, manipulated evidence, and lies.
I'm not sure, but I think something was done with that footage. But anyway, who can be sure about these things? Now let's go to another teacher obsessed with their own gender identity, talking about a student giving her gender euphoria. Ew.
I am a non-binary middle school special education teacher, and only my 2 paraprofessionals know that I'm non-binary, because that's not like a conversation I want to have with parents and admin right now. Anyway, one of my students said that I was a beautiful king the other day, and that was just so affirming. It gave me the gender euphoria. Have a good day.
You are not a king? No. Another celebrity lefty losing it, and I use the word celebrity in the loosest possible term here, but we've got Elisa Milano for you with a public service announcement.
Women don't inseminate themselves. Women don't inseminate themselves. Women don't inseminate themselves. Women don't inseminate themselves.
Thanks for that. Now, talking about who can inseminate and who can't, have you noticed there's been a rise in crimes committed by women, the sort of crimes women normally don't commit. Of course, many of these women share certain characteristics like being natural-born men. Here's the latest example, and good on the Daily Mail for at least noting in their headline that the accused here is a transgender woman. Normally the headline misses that detail and the story just refers to a female offender, a woman. Now this one calls themselves Abby Taylor. They're standing accused of dumping soiled adult nappies at children's nurseries and offences such as criminal damage by smearing excrement on milk bottles intended for consumption by small children. Woman, yeah, I don't think so. Abby Taylor, whose real name, as it appeared on the court list, is Martin Tarling, said that he prefers to be addressed as Taylor and prefers she, her pronouns. And of course, everyone has to respect that. I don't know about you, but what we just heard about there sounds like, I don't know, a mental illness that requires treatment, not validation and affirmation. Now, let's see what the Biden White House is up to and see how even the little things differ dramatically from the Trump era. Take the First Ladies and their Christmas celebrations. Now, watch this and see if you can note the subtle differences between Melania's and Jill's offering here. Of course, you'd remember we were told that Biden was going to be restoring decency to the White House. Let's have a look at how that's going. That doesn't even involve Hunter and his stash. This is Boston Mayor Michelle Wu defending racist Christmas gatherings that exclude people based on nothing other than their race. Talk about a lefty losing it.
I think we've had individual conversations with everyone so people understand that it was truly just an honest mistake that went out in typing the email field, and I look forward to celebrating with everyone at the holiday parties that we will have besides this one as well.
Besides this one, that would be the segregated party that excluded white people, that one, yes. Now to Germany, where students at a Berlin university attack a student putting up posters of Israeli hostages. Germans being anti-Semitic loons, we've come full circle.
Okay, gut, ich mache weiter. Es ist unsere Aufgabe, in diesen Zeiten müssen einen Widerstandsfront bilden, die aus bedingungsloser Solidarität geboren werden kann. Denn das Ausmaß zwischen den imperialistischen Konflikten.
We've finally got an explanation of what happened with that BBC newsreader being caught giving the middle finger on camera.
Live from London, this is BBC News.
As I said at the time, it was funny. I don't know why people are so offended. Let's go to an important question now. Have you decolonised your veganism, you racist monsters?
Products are unethical because I use leather, or people messaging me asking me to use vegan leather instead. And y'all, please stop. It is not more sustainable or ethical to use plastic over indigenous processed deer hide. If you want to live a life filled with environmentalism, then you need to look towards indigenous people, practices, and products. The vegan movement is so focused on the no animal rule that they're forgetting just how racist they're being.
Very important to be decolonising your veganism every day. Now let's hear from this totally sane and sensible soul. This trans activist just wants to stab people. What could go wrong?
Not to be like overly dramatic or anything, can we just start stabbing transphobes at this point? Like, we have such a big problem of transphobic people being f***ing idiots and not getting their shit kicked in. Can we just start kicking their shit in? It would be so much easier for everyone. The entire world would be so much better if we could just stab a transphobe. You say something transphobic, you get stabbed. The world would be beautiful.
Let's hear more about gender euphoria, or to be more accurate, mocking women.
Things that give me gender euphoria, but it gets increasingly more unhinged doing housework. There's just something that's so mommy-coded about destroying a mountain of dishes or like crisply folding laundry. Beating men. Not like physically beating men, but like winning against men in like sports or a video game or life itself. Also, the color green. I understand that colors don't have gender, but a good green, that's just for the girls, babe. Next, I'm gonna have to say crying. Before I transitioned, I was one of those girls-boys who like never cried, and now it's everyday like clockwork, and honestly, what is girlier than sobbing uncontrollably?
Time to check in with the far-left activists of Get Up, who have some thoughts on nuclear power.
We've already seen a handful of nations here at COP28 pledge to nuclear energy by 2050. Not cool, guys, literally. We've all seen Homer Simpson working at the nuclear plant, right? Or Chernobyl or Fukushima? Thankfully, the Albanese government refused to sign.
They were really quoting Homer Simpson in that series. Oh, wow. Lefties losing it about law and order while being racist and incoherent. Well, must be a day ending in Y.
There's a Hispanic-looking cop, a white cop, and a black cop. And you guys yelled another black cop, and you guys yelled cops and Klan go hand in hand. How does that work? Do you know how that works? Me neither.
Cops are racist, the Klan is racist, and that's all the more we have to say.
Cops are racist. Based on these cops, not these cops?
We don't have any more to say.
Yeah. You too?
We don't have any more to say, but they always do, don't they? And it's always the whitest dude or girl who's spewing that rubbish on behalf of us brown and black folk. Now I've got something for you, a little bit special. This isn't a lefty losing it. In fact, it's the opposite. It's someone who used to be off the left, and I think they've had their eyes opened. And what Joe Rogan says here is, it's worth listening to.
People that are afraid of Trump, they're like, he's a moderate. He's a moderate in this movement. And believe me, if you guys with him more, someone else is going to come along that's going to resonate with these people that realize they're getting and it's going to be just like what's happening in Argentina, where this guy gets elected and he's like, everything's got to go, everything's got to go. And it's wild because people are very excited about that. There's a groundswell of people that are really fed up with this bull being implemented in all sorts of countries all over the world.
He's 100% right. All those people trying to interfere with democracy, trying to remove Donald Trump from the ballot. If you're going to not like what comes after Trump, just let the people make the choice and be grateful that at his heart, Trump is a moderate. You look at his policies, he is nothing like the ogre that the left make him out to be. Now, that's it for the Rita Panahi Show Overtime for 2023. We'll see you next year, bigger and better than ever. Merry Christmas to you all.